So just like last time, there seems to be a food fair in Cape Town. All right, a whole lot of people coming together and they are selling food items or food products at this food fair in Cape Town. Okay. We have a similar story again. So let's read it. It says an international food fair is going to be held at Cape Town Marathon. Hein decides to set up a stall selling rotis. Okay. He sells the rotis at 25 Rand each. And it costs him 12 Rand 50 to make the roti and 250 to rent the stall. All right, so this is very similar to Tuesday's scenario. So we should move through the first couple of questions very quickly. It's the graph that we really want to have a look at. All right, so you guys are going to help me with the first couple of questions, just like Tuesday, and then we're going to talk more about the graph. Okay, so question one, remember we did this for the other scenario as well. We need to develop equations for the income and expenses of this business. So who's going to help me with the income? The income is the easier one. So everyone should be raising their hands for the income equation. The expenses is the more challenging one. Who's going to help me for the income equation? Who'd like to help me build this equation? We need this equation to help fill the tables, and then we can plot the points on our graph. So who's going to help me? Come on, ladies and gents. Who's ready? I had a lot of help on Tuesday. You guys were great. Who's ready? We had guys like Emmanuel, Bambo, Catelo, the usual suspects, and even Darren's got a post in there. Very good, Darren. All right. Everyone's quiet tonight. All right. Everyone's like, sir, this is too easy. We're just going to type it out in chat. Very good. It works. So income equals R times 25 Rand, because these sells them at 25 Rand. So it's 25 Rand times R, because it says you're using R for the number of rotis. Okay. There we go. Very good. Okay. So excuse me, in exactly what you've written in a sentence, I've written here in a mathematical expression. All right, 25 Rand times the number of rotis sold. So R stands for the number of rotis sold. All right, the expenses equation, ladies and gentlemen. Who can help me with that one? All right. Darren, you're close. You're very close. Come on, who wants to help me? Who wants to unmute and explain to me? Don't be shy, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't get it absolutely right, don't feel bad. If you're talking online and you're not sure about yourself and you don't think, oh, I don't know if I should, don't feel bad. All right, we work with what you have. All right, but Chiamo's got a very good equation on the screen there. I'm going to use Chiamo's equation. Okay, so Chiamo says 250 plus, and you know what I'm like, I have to use brackets. I like keeping things separate with brackets. Okay, it's just how I roll. There we go. That's what Chioma suggests. She says, sir, say 250 plus 25 times R. Okay, now, my question here to you, this 250, it's a special type of expense. It's got a special name. Who can tell me what this 250, what type of expense is that, the 250? There's two different types of expenses. This 250, what type of expense is that? Fixed. Excellent. Good. The 250 is the fixed expense. All right. Very good. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, guys on fire tonight. It's a fixed expense. Then obviously the 25 Rand. Yes, Jamo's quick on the buttons tonight. The 25 Rand is obviously the variable expense. Very good. You guys have got it. Well done. Yes, Bianca. Excellent. So the 25 Rand is the variable expense. Why do they call it the variable expense? Because that expense will vary. It's variable. It will vary depending on how many rotis Hein will make. So that expense will change. It varies depending on how many rotis we're talking about here. Okay, yes, and good job. The fixed expense of 250 is for rent. That doesn't change. The rent doesn't care how many rotis this guy's make. The amount of rent he pays, the amount of petrol that he uses to get to the store, that doesn't matter. It doesn't depend, sorry, on the amount of rotis made. So the fixed expenses are separate. They stay the same. They don't change. The variable expense will change according to the number of rotis. Now, you guys have done very well in creating these equations. We took a little bit more time on Tuesday. We've come a long way since Tuesday in creating these equations. And I told you on Tuesday, the students often struggle with creating equations because number one, they hear the word equation and everything goes blank. Just reminds them of core maths. But also where to put the numbers, where to put the letters. Do I have to use a letter in here, or what letter must I use? Often the question will give you a letter to use, but if it didn't say use R for roti, you can write the word roti or just use the letter R. Okay, but it's something to represent the place of however many rotis are made in this situation. Okay, so don't be scared of an equation. I know it's a core math thing. Don't worry about it. Don't be scared. You guys have done very, very well in building these two equations. Once you've got these, it's easy from here on out. Okay, so we got the equations. Let's look at the next question. Complete the table below. Now, I'm going to bring my equations down. You guys probably know them off by heart now. Your pros. I'm going to bring that down. We need to complete the table for income. Okay. So I'm going to shrink these two equations and I'm going to put them over here on the right. And they will stay there and they will hover there so you can see them. And I'm going to say I for income for the top one and E for expenses for the second one. There they are. All right. So now we need to fill in these tables. I need a volunteer, please, with a calculator. Someone with a calculator that can volunteer to give me these numbers because I'm definitely not doing it. You guys are, there we go. Katlecha was there last week. I mean on Tuesday.
Okay, I'll just look. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Hey, Katlecha, back again. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Right, your calculator is ready.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
All right. When this person makes 0 rotis, what is the income?
It's 0.
It's 0. When this person makes 20, what is the income?
500.
Thank you. For 40?
1,000 rand.
Now, while I'm doing this, everyone else should be doing this to check. You should have your calculator there. And what Katlecha is doing, I'll tell you, is there needs to be an equation on your calculator. 25 times. All right. We've just done the 40, so the next one is 60. And you're going to press equals. Then you're going to go to the equation, change it to 80, press equals, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Thank you, Katlecha. Oh, we need the 60.
For 60, it's 1,500.
Very good. 80.
For 80, it's 2,000.
Excellent. For 100.
For 100, it's 2,500.
And then lastly, for 120.
And for 120, it's 3,000.
Excellent. Katlecha, thank you so much for your help. A superstar.
Yes,
thank you very much. All right. So there are the numbers. You see how quick it was. You put the equation in your calculator. You just change the R value. All right. You just change the R value. And that will give you exactly what you need. So for example, 25 times 40 or 20 times 60, and you just change that value there, the R. Okay. All right. Right now. Now, let's have a look. So question 5, here we go. Question 5, here we go. So now we're going to do the expenses, all right? So question 5 says, complete the table below to show the expenses for rotis sold in a month. There's the equation up there. I need a volunteer, please. Katlecha did a good job. I need someone else. Someone else to help me with a calculator. Bianca.
Hi, sir.
Bianca, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good, thank you. All right. For 0 rotis, what will his expenses be?
It's 250.
250, absolutely. For 20 rotis, what will the expenses be?
750.
For 40?
It is 1,250,
For 60,
1,750,
for 80,
2,250,
and for 100,
2,750,
all right, and for 120,
3,250.
Bianca, you're a superstar. Thank you so much for your help. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Bianca. Now, just to show you guys again how you can do this, you take the equation. So when you say 250 plus, now I like to use brackets, and I'm going to do an example with or without brackets to see if it makes a difference. I just like using brackets. Okay, it's just who I am. Let me go. Where is my equation? Here's my equation. 25. Now I've made a mistake here. I feel like I've made a mistake. Yes, guys. Guys, why didn't we pick this up? Look here. Now Bianca's using my equation, so it's not Bianca's fault. It's Teacher Dale's fault. What's going on here? What's wrong? We've made a mistake in the expenses equation. If you can pick it up, I'll go to the question. There's the question. Where's the mistake? Yes, Katlejo. Well done. We sell them at 25 Rand, but we make them at 12.50. So the expenses equation shouldn't be 25 Rand. It should be 12.50. Bianca, I need your help again. We're going to have to redo the expenses values, Bianca. I need your help again. You've got to come back. Sorry, you're going to have to do it twice. All right, let me erase all this. We're going to quickly do this again. All right, Bianca, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, 0 is 250. I know that. What is it for 20?
It is 500.
Very good. So what Bianca's is doing is she's typing 250 plus 1250 times 20. All right. And then she's going to change that 20 to whatever value she needs. Excellent. All right. So it's 500. Good. Next one.
It is 750.
Good. 60 is?
1,000.
Good. 80?
1,250.
1,000?
1,500.
Good. And then 120?
1,750.
Excellent. Bianca, thank you again for your help.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
Bianca. All right. Now, I know what you guys are thinking while we were doing this. Orabile, why don't you say something? Why are you not saying something, guys? Come on, Orabile, you must say it. I know what you were thinking while we were doing these numbers. Like, sir, why do you have to recalculate if I can see that every time it's increasing by the same amount? Yes, it is. I know it is. It is increasing by the same amount. So in a table like this, it would be actually very easy just to add on 250 every single time. You're right, it will. But I don't want to teach it to you that way because often in the exam, they will change these numbers. They'll do 0, 20, 40, 100, 150, etc., etc., etc. They'll change the numbers. And then what you're going to do? Then you need the equation. Okay, so it is easy to see that a pattern in the answers and then write the next one according to the pattern. But I promise you in the exam, they change these numbers and then you get caught. Okay, so be careful. Use the equation on your calculator. Have the equation there and type it in and just change that value there every single time to make sure you're going to get it right. Because if you use the method where you just increase by the same amount, I promise you they're going to catch you. They're going to change one. And because I set papers and I do it, because I know the students don't use the equation, they try to find a pattern and they're not learning to use the equation. They're rather following a pattern. I even do it. I change the numbers to see if are they using a pattern or they're using the equation, because the instruction will be often in the exam, use the equation to complete the table. But if you're just using a pattern, you're not using the equation. Okay. Yeah. Look, I understand it. You know, you get the answer any way you can, the easiest way you can, but be careful. They're going to catch you if they change this top row. And you see it's increasing by 20 every time on the top row. If it doesn't, if it goes up by 20 and then by 50 and then 100, they're going to catch you. Be careful, use the equation. All right, here's question 6. We had this exact same question on Tuesday. I want to see what's happened from Tuesday to today. Does Hein make profit from the first sandwich? Why? So you've got to say yes or no, but I need why. The understanding is the most important thing. Does Hein make profit from the first sandwich? The answer for that is easy. All right, Baba Makia is going to help you with the black screen problem. Who can tell me? Does he make profit from the first roti? Ah, I've got sandwich there. It should be roti. I've got lots of no's. All right, that's correct. But like I said on Tuesday, this is a 3-mark question. Your no gets you 1 out of 3. Why? Why does he not make profits on the first roti? I mean, that would be the dream, wouldn't it? I make my first roti and I'm already starting to make profit. Unfortunately, in this kind of business, you can't make profit from the first roti, from roti number 1. Come on, who's out there? Who's business minded? I was Katlego, I think the one that sounds like does studying a business degree or something. Very business minded. Orabile, that's fantastic. All right, let me show you what Orabile is. Orabile, don't you want to come online and explain to us what you're doing here and why you're doing this? Come on, Orabile, talk to us, explain to us. It's a brilliant thing. You there? Orabile, you there?
Yes, sir.
Explain to us what you did there.
So I took the income equation and I said 25 rand times 1 roti, which gives us 25. And then I calculated the expense. I said 250 plus 12,50 times 1 roti. That was, let's see, that's 262,50 rand. And then I said the expense minus the income. It was a loss.
It's brilliant. Hold it a sec. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Okay, it's brilliant. So what Orabile has done is he's trying to work out if there is profit. So he's using the profit equation. Now the profit equation is this. To work out if there's profit, you take your income minus your expenses. All right. If you get a positive answer, you're making profit. If you're getting a negative answer, you're making a loss. Okay. So Orabile knows the equation for profit. So what is that? Take this income equation and put it in here. Take the expenses equation and put it in here. And let the calculator do all the work for you. Let the calculator calculate if this person's going to make profit or not. Okay, very good. Orabile, can you just, let's put some numbers in you now. Hold on a second. I know you told me the numbers already, but let's put the numbers in so we can see if this does in fact work out. So what did you get for, I'm going to change my R's. Hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. Changing my R to 1 roti because we want to work out if this profit comes out, if there's 1 roti. So 25 times 1, I can do that. That's just 25 rand. What did you get for the expenses?
262,50.
262,50. All right. So minus 262,50. Orabile, thank you so much. Brilliant work. That's fantastic. Good job. Thank you. All right. So the expenses part of the equation here gives us 262 using the equation, and the income part, which is over here, gives us 25 Rand for 1 roti. Okay, so if we put it into the profit equation, we're going to get a negative answer here. So if I take 25 Rand and I minus 262.5, do you see that little negative there? If you put this into the profit equation where income is first minus expenses and you get a negative answer, you're not making profit. In fact, your equation should change to L. It should be L, all right? But we don't put an L there. We interpret that there is no profit. In fact, it is a loss. When we see the negative, there is no profit. It has to be a loss. Okay, so we call it the profit equation, calculating profit. But actually, he's making a loss. It's not profit. It's the opposite of profit. All right. So when you see a negative, this business is making a loss. And minus 237 Rand 50. Okay. Now, in this question here, they say, does he make profit? Discuss why. You can use a sentence, or you can, in fact, math literacy, you should be using calculations. So there should be a no answer somewhere in the front. No. For the 1 mark, and then this calculation here with a minus in front of the answer, and then you got to state here he is he is making a loss as the value shows a negative. I mean, the market can see that, but you got to refer to that. Okay, that's why this person isn't making profit, because there's a minus here. This minus here in front of the 237 is the most important thing. Okay, so if you use a profit equation and you get a minus, you can see straight away the person is making a loss. Okay, so very good plan there from Orabile. I would add a sentence to help justify your answer to get the full 3 marks. Okay, now, not yesterday, Tuesday's scenario, ladies and gentlemen, and tonight's scenario, we never made profit from the first item sold in both situations. And I highlighted it on Tuesday. I'm going to highlight it again. Here in the expenses table, this 250 here, it could be 500, it could be 5,000, doesn't matter what it is. When you're making 0 rotis and you still have expenses, fixed expenses, that causes a problem. You've got to make a lot of rotis to get over those fixed expenses. Okay, so that there is another reason why he will not make profit, because he has fixed expenses which are much bigger, which are very big compared to the price of his rotis. And he has to make a lot to overcome those fixed expenses there. Okay. All right. Let's take a little bit of a break. Before we move on to the graphs, we're going to take a little break. Everybody in chat, get ready. I need you to put in, we're going to take a break. Everybody in chat, I need you to type in how cold it is where you are right now. Yes, Bianca, I do take breaks. All right, there are breaks in this lesson. Okay, it's the holiday. I'm feeling good about it, and I don't feel like just working flat out for the whole lesson. Let's take a little 5-minute break here before we look at the graph. In chat, everyone, how cold is it? How cold is it where you are at? Put in some numbers there. It's not that cold. What is not that cold, Lauren? Your cold and my cold are 2 different things. 12. Chiama's got 12. Yeah, 12 is cold. I'm on 18 and I'm looking at 12 and I'm worried. What temperature you guys got there? Is Chiama and Lauren the only one that have temperature? Guys, I know you're feeling it. Come on, put in chat. How cold is it? 14. 14. 10. Darren, where are you? It's warm. Bianca, what is warm? Your warm and my warm are two different things. 22, Lauren. Yeah, that is warm. That's not cold. 22 is not bad. You must be in the coast. You must be near Durban. 14, yeah, 15, 11. 25. Briella, 25, where are you? Bianca, 40, come on now, Bianca. 40. 40 degrees, you must be in the deserts. You were with Umpilo in the Australian desert. Remember Umpilo in Australia?
Yeah, hasn't been here for a while.
Yeah, he hasn't been here for a while. Gone back
There's
to
no way Pretoria is that hot. There's no way.
maybe during the day, like maximum and certain, I don't know. But minimum tonight can't be 40. 13. So the lowest yet tonight, I saw an 11.
It's from me in
Is
Joburg.
it Joburg? Is Joburg the coldest in the country? No ways.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? I was in Durban this morning and 2 days prior. Wow, you guys have such amazing weather.
You know, the winters in Durban are brilliant. The winters in Durban are fantastic. It's perfect weather in Durban winter. You wake up, it's about minimum 16, 17, and then it gets up to about 23, 24. And there's sun. Oh, it's lovely.
Wow, I
Lovely.
think I need to relocate, hey?
Yeah, we can swap. I go there, you come here.
Please, for my sake. Lauren says, yes, sir, you can go in the pool here in winter. Wow.
You can. You can go in the pool
Wow.
in the winter, yeah. You can swim in the ocean. The ocean's fun. And the ocean temperature actually doesn't drop at the beginning of winter. So our water temperature here is about 25 in the peak of summer. That goes into March and then April. And only in May does it slowly start to drop. So our water temperatures will only match the air temperature in August, September. So we can still swim here, especially in the ocean. It's still warm.
You guys have nice life problems, hey? We just get cold here the whole winter. No
Yeah.
breaks.
But we have floods, eh? We had floods the other day again.
Oh yeah, shame. No, that's
Yeah, it's like,
horrible.
no, that's crazy weather here in Durban. All right, guys, not too bad. We got a minimum of 11 and a maximum of 22 tonight. That's not bad. Yeah, Katliko, I'm sorry. 40 max, yeah, maybe 40 max. Yeah, we're swimming in the winter, but then we're sweating in the summer, eh? We're swimming in our own sweat in the summer. You don't want that, I promise you, it's horrible.
Yeah, no, that sounds terrible.
On Tuesday, we had Hugo, TA Hugo, and he had his beanie on. He looked freezing cold. He said in the next couple of days, the temperature is going below 0 where he is. He says it's so cold there. You've got to have all your clothes on you all the time. If you're going to change your clothes, you got to do it in like 5 seconds flat because you can't be without lots of layers. It's just too cold.
Wow. You see, I even have a hoodie on tonight because wow, that 11 degrees.
Yo, 11 degrees. No, guys, please. Yeah, I'm looking at all our students tonight. They also look pretty chilly, eh? Well, there's not many that are showing their video feeds, but I'm sure that people are cold. All right. All right, let's get back to it. We can have hot beverages after this lesson. We get to the final question. All right, the final question. This is the crux of tonight's lesson. So listen carefully. Question 7 says, use a graph. Now, you don't have a graph. I've got a graph. Use a graph to determine exactly how, sorry, there should be how many rotties Hein must sell to start making a profit. Because on Tuesday, we estimated it was something between like 20 to 40 sandwiches the person's going to start making profit. As long as they make 40 or more, they're making profit. But we need a specific number because Han's going to be selling rotis. He's going to go 17 rotis sold, 18 rotis sold, 19, and he's waiting for a magic number that he knows I've got to stay here till this number, and then I can only start making profit today. So it's important to have a specific value. Okay. So we're going to use a graph to do this. Now, we've got two sets of points to plot here. We've got the income table, which is there, and we've got the expenses table, which is underneath it. We're going to plot those points, okay? So here is my graph. Okay, I'll zoom out a little bit. This is the graph. I've even got a heading. I'm getting marks for that. Hans total income and total expenses, okay? My y-axis is in rands. It's got a heading. And my x-axis is the number of rotis, and it matches the table from 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. So that really helps a lot when it matches the table. Okay, so we're going to start plotting. We're first going to do the income graph. Now, I don't know if you guys can remember. I'm sure you do. I remember. I'm going to do income in blue because red means danger and red's expenses. So income in blue. So who can tell me when there were 0 rotis, do you remember how much income was there? 0 rotis, how much income was there? 0. Well done, Darren. You don't sell any rotis, you don't make any income. That's the deal. All right, so the first blue dot is going to be down here in the corner on 0 and 0. So the income line will start at 0 because if you don't sell rotis, you don't make money for income. All right, we'll talk about the expenses just now. For 20, who can remember how many rotis? You guys should have it down there on pencil paper. 20 is 500, thank you. For 40, there we go. Well, keep those answers coming. For 60, 1.5. For 80, yes, 2,000. For 100, yes, 2.5. And then for 120, you guys got it, 3,000. Now, what do you notice about my points? Very good. You guys know the values. What do you notice about my blue points, if you can see them? You should see something there. Look at all the points. What do you notice? Yes, it increases. Good. And it's a straight line. That is critical. From 0, 0, I should be able to draw a straight line through all of these points. There we go. There's my straight line. They go through all the points. Ladies and gentlemen, please, 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 when you do this line, all right, I'm going to delete it. When you do this line and your line does something like this, please don't leave your line like that. Okay? Don't leave it like that. It's not supposed to look like that. It's like a little kink, like they're doing construction here. And this is a tarred road up a hill and they're doing construction, or just a pothole. All right. Please don't leave your line like that. It's a linear relationship. It's supposed to be a straight line. Unless they've messed around with the x-axis values, it should be a straight line. They won't do that. It should be a straight line. Do not leave your line like that. If you're worried, come back to it and fix that thing. But your line should not have a kink in it. Should not have a pothole in it. All right, it should be straight. So let me go back and put a straight line in. All right, now I need your help again. We're doing expenses now. For 0 rotis, how much was his expenses? Keep the answers coming. 0 is 250. 0 is 250. For 20, 500. All right, 250. My dots are disappearing. 500. 40, 750. No, 750 is here. 60 is 1,000. 80, 1,000. 80. 1250. 100. 1,500. And 1,200 should be 1,750. Yes, you guys got it. You know the answers. You've got it there in front of you. All right. Now, we notice that the expenses graph doesn't start at 0. Who can tell me why? Someone's got to unmute and tell me, why does the expense graph not start at 0? Who can tell me? Why does the expense
Good
graph...
afternoon, sir.
Yes, tell me, my boy. I can hear you.
He just disappeared. Let me try to find
Oh.
him. Emmanuel, just check your screen to see if there's a message that's going to pop up to ask you to unmute.
Maybe
There we
Emmanuel
go.
Yes.
maybe he just wanted to say good afternoon to her, and then he was done.
I hardly doubt that.
No, sir, but
Good
that's
afternoon,
also a
sir.
good point. I wouldn't mind knowing how you were doing, how you are doing.
I'm good, thank you, Emmanuel.
I'm good, thank you. The reason why the expense curve does not start at 0 is because he still has an expense even if he does not produce anything. So
Excellent.
that is why it will always start on a value and not 0.
Good. Excellent. Do you know what the name of that expense is?
Fixed expenses.
Excellent. So excellent, Emmanuel. Thank you very much. So this number here is actually a big clue. So if they didn't give you information in the question, and they said to you, how much are this person's fixed expenses in their company? If they gave you these graphs and said, look at these graphs for a company, we've got income versus expenses. How much is the company's fixed expenses? You could look down here at where the the expense line starts. That value, when you're making or producing no rotis, but you still have expenses, the value of those expenses are your fixed expenses. Okay, very good, Emmanuel. Good answer. Full marks for that answer. All right. So we've got our 2 lines now. They should be straight, people. Please. Please make them straight. Okay, they've got to be straight lines, and they should cross over at a point. Now, who can tell me? You should all know, what is the name of this point? It's got a special name. It's the reason why we've done 2 weeks of this finance, to get to this point. Excuse the pun. What is the name of this point here where the 2 lines cross? Point of intersection. Good. On any graph where 2 lines cross, that point where they cross is called the point of intersection. Very good, Bianca. Katlego saying equilibrium. You're right. At that point, income and expenses are equal to each other. Very good. That's correct. At that point, the income and the expenses are equal. So equilibrium, not a bad idea. The two things that are being displayed here, income and expenses, are at equilibrium. But Bianca's got the words there I'm looking for. This is the break-even point. And as a business person, you want to know where this is. Because as a person who's selling items, if you know how many items you need to sell before you start making profit, then you know that you've got to make as many items above that number to really make profit in your business. So it looks like here that the break-even point for Hein's business is 20 rotis. Now, if Hein knows this, Hein will make sure that every day he has to sell how many rotis to make profit? How many rotis? Because the question here is, where's my question now? It's evading me. All right, I'm going to have to close this quickly and then come back. You guys think about it. How many rotis must he make to make profit? I'm quickly going to shut this down and open it again. You think about the question. How many rotis must Han make to make profit? Let's see what answers you come up with. Just waiting for this thing to open again. How many rotis must Hein make to make profit? Because the question here says, question 7, use a graph to determine exactly how many rotis Hein must sell to start making a profit. How many rotis, ladies and gentlemen, must he start selling to make a profit? Ah, everyone's gone quiet. Anybody? Bianca says 20. I've got a number, I've got 20. I've got another 20. Do I have anything else? I've got a 40. Do I have anything else? I've got a 20 and a 40, I've got a 30. Have I got anything else? I've got 20, 40, 30, I've got 60. Anything else? 80. I've got 80, I've got 30 again, I've got 40. All right. So use the graph to determine exactly how many rotis Hein must sell to start making profit. 20 upwards. Now, Leverchen's getting a little bit specific. 20 upwards. I'll cover everyone else's answer with this one. 20 and upwards. All right. That's a little bit more definitive. 20 above 20. Are you guys happy with above 20? Anyone want to disagree with above 20 or 20 upwards? Or Abile's coming back to 30. I'm happy with 30. Okay. Are there any more answers? Or Leverchen with 20 upwards. I like that one. All right. 20 upwards, which means this number and everything to the right of it. That covers all the answers. Okay. But just remember that on 20, this is called the break-even point. And you guys were telling me, sir, that's equilibrium. That's when they are equal to each other. So if he sells 20, is he making profit on 20? Bianca's coming back to 40. On 20, the person is not making profit because on 20, the income and expenses are the same. 20 is where there's no loss or profit, says Orabile. You're right. 20 is when there's no loss or profit. They are the same. So then where does profit start? Orabile is coming back with it's 21 and onwards. Yes, that's it. 21 rotis and onwards is profit. Okay. And if you want to look on your graph in terms of space, I'll do it in green. Anything where the income graph is higher than the expense graph, which is to the right here, is profit. And anything below the 20 where your expenses are higher is loss. So all this on the left is loss, and all this on the right is profit. Okay. On 20, there we go. So Katlech was showing a rand value. You have to sell 21 and you get 262 rand 50, and then they'll start making some profit. Yes. Okay, so profit on the right, loss on the left, break even where they're the same in the middle. So he's got to sell 21 and upwards to make profit. You could have said above 20 or more than 20 or 21 and above, which includes the 21. All right, so if you say above 20, don't include 20, above it, that's fine. All right, ladies and gents, are there any questions? I hope you understand this break-even analysis now. Okay, you guys are pros. I've seen you grow since the beginning of this course. You are pros to get to this point and to understand fully. And I'm very proud of how you handled the equations tonight, because for me, that's the hardest part. Two things in this section to worry about. Number one, building the equations. Number two, making sure your lines are straight. Please do not draw a crooked line. Okay. All right. Are there any questions? Profit maximization, to maximize profit. So to maximize profit, you can do a lot of things. To make your profit more, maximize it, make it bigger and better, more profit, you can do a lot of things. What could you do to maximize profits? How could this person make more profits? You guys could tell me. I've heard some incredible business-minded people in this class. How could they maximize profits? Charge more. Buyela, very good. Charge more. Charge a little bit more. Make the selling price a little bit higher, which would push all your income up. Use total cost. I see the Katlejo. I remember now. Katlejo is the business person. All right. Yes, using total cost and total revenue. Yes, that's the business person. Yes. Charge more. Good. What else could you do? Charge more. What else could you do, ladies and gents? What else could you do to maximize the profit? What else could you do to make the income more and the expenses less? Let's have one more. Yes, Chiamo. So anything, if you sell any number of rotis below 20, you will make a loss. If it's 19, 18, 17, all the way down to 0, you're making a loss in your business. All right, you've got to sell 20 to break even, and you've got to sell more than 20 to start making profit in this business. All right, so where the two lines cross, there's the break-even point. It's on 20. You have to be selling more than 20, and only then are you starting to make profit. You could test it with the equations. You could put 21 into both equations, and you'll see only then will the income part be bigger than the expenses. But anything below 20, expenses will be higher than income. All right. Okay. Any questions before we go? Don't rush off yet, excuse me. Don't rush off yet, because we've got something for you. Remember, before you leave, we've got something for you. A little gift from us to you. All right. It's just a little quiz. Okay. It's just a little quiz for you to do. Won't take long. Won't take long. You guys are pros now. All right. You guys are pros now. You know this stuff back to front, off by heart. It should go real quick. Just a little quiz. I mean, what else are you going to do during the holiday? You guys are obviously bored. Nothing better to do. All right. Just do a little quiz for us and see how you do in terms of these two lessons that we've covered. Okay. Katlego saying rotis are not nice. You need to come to Durban and taste the rotis, yeah. Chip and cheese roti with curry gravy. Oh my gosh. There's the quiz links again. Please make sure you copy those before you leave. Chip and cheese roti with curry gravy. Guys, you have no idea what you're missing. Honestly. You need to come to Durban, find a curry shop, and ask for a chip and cheese roti with curry gravy. Yes.
Yeah, so when I say that rotis are inferior goods,
In terms
what
of,
I mean
I
is
know,
that,
in terms of prices, yes.
yes, the more, the more, it's like, what can I say? When your income increases, you have less demand for rotis, you want something else.
Okay, so then you what must you do? Diversify.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can diversify. You got to sell a lot of rotis. So there actually are some businesses, street vendors, are all around the world that can make a lot of money this way. They've run their business for so long, they've cut back on all the expenses. They buy in bulk. They have cheap rent. They have cheap electricity. They reduce their expenses so much, and they've got the business running so well, and their product is so good that they actually can make a lot of money. I remember when I was young, a teenager in Durban.
Yes,
When we came to Durban, there was a curry shop here called Johnny's Rotis. And every student that was in Durban knew about Johnny's Rotis. Now, one reason. Number one, their portions were huge and it tasted good. Number two, they were open late at night. You could go there at 3 o'clock in the morning and get a chip and cheese roti from Johnny's Rotis. And everyone was talking about it. Everyone knew about it. It wasn't the most spectacular product, but everyone knew about it because it was open so early in the morning.
Yeah, because like the more when your salary increases, you demand something that's more expensive. You know, you don't want something that's cheap because your income has increased.
Yes. So
Yeah.
then you should have a range of product from a roti to a prawn curry.
Yeah, that's why I was saying. I remember when I say marginal utility, the satisfaction
Yeah.
after selling one extra unit.
Yeah.
Like you get satisfied after eating the
Yeah.
roti. Now you demand more of it.
Yeah. You got to
Yes, sir.
create that demand and keep that demand high.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Katlejo, the business lady.
Mm.
Guys, remember that name. This person's going to be our boss one day. All right.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, Katlejo. All right, ladies and
Thank
gents,
you,
we're
sir.
going to say goodbye for tonight.